So we have another example of an inequality, right? Because it's greater than or equal to this time. It's in two variables, x and y, so we'll be graphing in a plane, and it is linear. Okay, and we're going to give you the steps. So first of all, graph the equation. And I would write it in y equals mx plus b form. You don't have to. You can make a table of values to graph it, but we want to get it graphed. Okay, so I'm going to write 2x, oops, it's supposed to be minus 3y equals 6. Okay, put the 2x on the other side. Divide everything by -3. And I get y equals 2/3 x minus 2. Okay, so now I'm graphing this. My y-intercept is -2, so there's a point. My slope is 2/3, so up 2 and over 3. It's very similar to the last problem. And then I'm going to draw the line. Okay, now that cuts the plane in half. You have the over here side and the other here and the other side. Okay, and so you pick a point. So after you graph the equation, and you have to decide if that line is solid. Now, because this is equal to, greater than or equal to, it'll be a solid line. If it's not got the equal to part, then it's dotted. So solid or dotted line. You have to decide that. It's best to decide before you draw it, but solid or dotted line. Okay. Then you're going to pick a point. Pick a test point. Your test point can't be on the line. It's got to be somewhere else. Now, I usually pick 0, 0 if that's not on the line. And it's not. So you're going to plug, so for this, I'm going to plug in 0 for x and 0 for y. It's usually pretty easy to calculate with 0. So 0, this is 0 minus 0. Is that greater than or equal to 6? Is 0 greater than or equal to 6? No. Okay, so what that means is this point that I tried right here, it didn't work. So that volleyball player did not get the point. That means the other team gets the point. So the other team wins, wins that point. Okay, so that's why I think of it as a volleyball net. You only get one side or the other. There's only two teams when you're playing volleyball. You either one side gets the point or the other side gets the point in rally scoring anyway. All right. So, this time we tried 0, 0, but it didn't work. That's right there. It didn't work. So that means this point doesn't work, and you don't shade the points that don't work. You only shade the points that do work. Your choice is either the upside worked or the downside worked. And this time the downside worked. Okay. You could try any point over in this area, and all of them would work. Okay. So you pick a test point. And then if the test point works, you shade that side. If it doesn't, you shade the other side. So if test point is true, shade that side. If test point is not true, shade the other side. I ran out of room there. I prefer to use the test point method. We'll talk about another method in a little bit, but this is my preferred method.